Hey, it's a great day. I'm Michael Current, Energizer, and I will be through hiking the Appalachian Trail starting off in Springer Mountain, Georgia on 1 May. So, typically when a through hiker announces that they're going to be hiking a long trail, the first question that all the other through hikers want to know is, what's in the ruck? So let's do this. So before we get into what's in the rucksack, 3 things about this video and my equipment. First thing, this is going to be my equipment video. I have no desire to drag out the topic over 6 or 7 videos. I just don't want to do that. I will, on subsequent videos, pick 1 or 2 pieces of equipment and talk about them because I think they deserve some special attention. But this video here is the one-stop shop for seeing what I'm wearing and what I'll be carrying on the Appalachian Trail. So that's number 1. Number 2 is in this video, I am not going to go through all the wherefores and whys I picked my gear. Most of what I'm going to show you, I finished the Pacific Crest Trail with. So I'm happy with the gear. I did make some adjustments for the Appalachian Trail, first because of lessons learned on the PCT. And I've made adjustments for that. And then the second reason is because, well, the Appalachian Trail is a different trail than the Pacific Crest Trail. So in that respect, the equipment will be slightly different. And then the third thing, like every hiker that's going out there on the Appalachian Trail, I agonized over what do I think I need in my equipment in order to survive the 2,200 miles and have some comfort. And I understand the concept of comfort is relative. And then I had to balance that, like everybody else, on what did I really want to carry for those 2,200 miles. So just as important as what you see and I talk about that's in the ruck, just important as that is what's not in the rucksack. And so if you see it and I talk about it, then I've determined I need that piece of equipment for the 2,200 miles. If you don't see it, then it just didn't make the cut. So the first thing I'll be covering is what I'm actually going to be wearing every day on the Appalachian Trail. Start off with the real deal hat. This is the same hat I wore on the PCT. And then we have a woolly merino wool athletic weight shirt. The ASIC side split running shorts. So yes, everybody, you'll have to suffer through my short shorts once again. Then on to the Darn Tough socks and Dirty Girl gaiters. And then for shoes, I will be wearing the Hoka Speedgoat 4s with the Superfeet green insert. Next, I will be covering my big 3, and I'll start off with my pack system. For my backpack, I have the Hyperlight Southwest 3400, the all black version, and I use a compactor trash bag for a liner. I have a Z-Packs water bottle shoulder pouch, and then I have a Hyperlight fanny pack. Now I'll be covering my tent system. For my tent, I have the Z-Packs Duplex, the spruce green version, which is a thicker Dyneema composite, and it's the same tent I used on the PCT, and it's still in like new condition. I also have 6 Z-Packs titanium stakes and 2 aluminum stakes. All of this fits into a Hyperlight pod size large. And then for tent poles, I use my trekking poles, and they are the Black Diamond Alpine Carbon Cork, And lastly, I have a Tyvek ground sheet. Now I know a lot of people don't carry a footprint for their tent. They choose not to. You know, hike your own hike, it's your equipment. But in a subsequent video, I will talk about why, out of all the pieces of equipment that I have in my rucksack, my Tyvek ground sheet is actually my favorite piece of gear. Next, I will be covering my sleep system. My air mattress is the Neo X-Lite, the women's cut version. And yes, for all you new thru hikers out there, after a couple thousand miles, your air mattress will look just like this one, no matter how much you wash it. I have a Sea to Summit air pillow, size regular. And then for my sleeping bag, I have the Enlightened Equipment quilt, 30 degree, 950 down fill. Now I'll be covering clothing related items that will be carried inside the rucksack. First, I have the Z-Pax Virtus rain jacket and pants, and then a Smart Wool pullover, 150 weight. Next, we have the Outdoor Research Glove shells, not the liners, just the shells. And then a Z-Pax wallet pouch, an extra pair of Darn Tough hiking socks, the Sea to Summit bug net, a double line mask because we will be dealing with COVID-19 for the third hiking season coming up in 2022. I have a pair of Ironman sunglasses, and then a Heat Last beanie. This is the same beanie I wore on the PCT. And all of this will be stored in a Hyperlight pod, size large. This next section is on food and water related items. I have the Z-Pax bear bag with the rock pouch and cord, a titanium spork long handle, a Caliente jar for cold soaking, a small sponge, and a washcloth. I have one 700 milliliter smart water bottle and one 1 liter smart water bottle, with the former having a sports cap to backflush my Sawyer Squeeze water filter. And that's what you see, the water filter there, Sawyer Squeeze, the regular size. And then I have a Deuce of Spades number 2 for my trowel and a field bidet. Now, as you saw, I will be cold soaking on the Appalachian Trail. I did cook on the Pacific Crest Trail, and so I will be doing a subsequent video on why I chose to cold soak on the AT versus cook, as I did on the PCT. This next section covers the electronics that I will be carrying and using while on the Appalachian Trail. These are all my electronics. I have two Nikkor 10,000 milliamp hour quick charge power banks, an Anker dual USB-C wall charger, 4 cords, extra memory cards, a Petzl Bindi headlamp, a SanDisk MP3 player. I use this for listening to music and books because it uses a fraction of the power if I were to do the same thing on my phone. I have a DJI Osmo Pocket gimbal camera with its carrying case, and then a tripod with an adapter. I have wired ear pods and an external mic. And then for my watch, I use a Timex Ironman. I am not taking my training watch that I normally wear because it requires regular charging. And then I have the Garmin Explorer, and actually this is the DeLorme Explorer. It is the first model made even before Garmin bought out the company by DeLorme, but it still works great, so I'm going to continue to use it. And I get the Expedition subscription. The electronic piece of equipment that's not covered that you saw is my phone that I do some of my recording on, and that I'm recording on right now. I have a Samsung Galaxy S8, pretty old phone. To be honest with you, I thought it was going to die on the PCT, but it's the active version, and so it's pretty indestructible, and it keeps going. So I plan on using it on the Appalachian Trail. It's a good phone, and it works well. Besides video recording on my phone, I also do all my video editing on my phone. I use the program KineMaster, excellent app, and it's quite intuitive for an old guy like me to be able to use it. It's pretty easy to use, but I do all of my video editing and uploading from my phone, and typically in my tent, and KineMaster enables me to do that. Besides the video editing, I have the app Far Out, formerly known as Guthooks. Incredible navigation tool. I use that. And then I have also downloaded the PDF version, interactive version of the AT Guide by AWOL. And it's also an incredible program to use while hiking the trail. So lastly, I will be covering all the miscellaneous items that are inside the ruck. First, I have my toothbrush. I think the smallest Swiss Army knife made, a pair of earplugs, some extra washers for my Sawyer Squeeze water filter, and just as a tip, the nylon washers last longer than the rubber washers. I have some Bactitration, some assorted pills for injuries and illnesses, some bandages, and some extra cord for repairs. For the final count, my base weight, 12.6 pounds, which means that when you add in the expendables like suntan lotion and bug spray and the food and the water, my pack weight will vary between 15 and 25 pounds while on the Appalachian Trail, but it will never get above 25 pounds. Yes, it will never get above 25 pounds. That's really important. I tend to do a subsequent video entitled Weight Matters, and how, in my opinion, a thru-hiker needs to look at weight holistically. One of the other videos I will do is how I pack my rucksack. So I will give a demonstration of how I pack all my equipment, where I put it, where I expect it, and it just keeps everything very simple for me. So that's it. That's all my gear. That's everything that I will be taking on the Appalachian Trail. If you'd like to subscribe and follow my journey, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and we'll continue to take this journey together. It's going to be great.